Hi everyone. So first of all, thank you so much for the effort so far. I'm doing the screen recording so you can see a bit of the feedback I have. Some of the feedback we need to implement like quite urgently, let's say, because I will need to have the video, the final one, like tomorrow or the day after, like latest on Wednesday, but preferably tomorrow. So first of all, let's delve into it.
Salaries to yourself to acquire. And yet, operating a small business won't make you super rich unless you scale it or sell it like Roland Berger did. Small business.
By the way, first of all, at around the 2 minute mark, I said that it would be great to have a little pop up subscription button here, like where it says subscribe. Like I know there's one in the end screen, but it would be great to have it like here early on as well, right? So two of them, because it just increases like the subscription rate. So let's have one like wherever it fits, like let's say at the bottom of the screen, around the 2 minute mark, for example, like here, right?
Don't have a standard.
So a little pop-up saying subscribe and maybe a little bell notification, whatever. That's the first thing.
They can range anywhere from small businesses can be your chance to get a foot in the multiple engineering offices. Acquired serious wealth.
By the way, I do like the movie scenes, obviously. Like, I think that as long as it's fair use and doesn't get copyright claimed, I think that's great to have these like little movie scenes in there.
Businesses that are not fancy and neither cool. They operate logistics companies, recycling companies, agencies, multiple engines. It has its limitations though. You have less reach, less influence, and not between 39 and 45.
Those effects I also like it. Like whenever it goes like, through the screen and shows the numbers, I think that's cool.
Years. If you're under age 30, by the way, famous unicorns before they went spend time building a brand for the business, get exposure through LinkedIn and social media, as well as through live events for. As for your startup career, at this point you're also operating under the radar when it comes to mainstream reach. However, you will spend time building a brand for the business, get exposure through LinkedIn and social media, as well as.
I also really liked whenever you display some sort of like, let's say, screenshot from LinkedIn or like the internet, Google, etc. I think that's those real life screenshots. I think they're great. I really like it.
Live events for entrepreneurs and startups. You will probably hop on the plane and travel to connect with like-minded people in cities like New York, Berlin, Tel Aviv.
Yeah, that was one of the first things here. Like we need to change this urgently for this video actually before I publish it, which is the flag here.
Berlin, Tel Aviv.
You saw the Berlin flag. Let's say that's an old one. So politically, you cannot really use it anymore. You shouldn't use it anymore. So
travel to connect with like-minded people in cities like New York, Berlin.
See, don't you definitely like replace this whole image, let's say, and just Google like flag Germany, which is just like it's black, red, yellow. There's nothing on it. Like especially not this particular sign, it shouldn't be on it, right? So literally just black, red, yellow. That's it. No sign, no symbols, and then you'll be fine. So please replace that.
And various other startup hubs. A big operating business and getting even more attention. Through YouTube alone, that paid off in millions of ad revenue and sponsorship deals monthly. That money back into the business again. Through dedication, value, and insane acts of kindness, most of the over 100.
There's one part that you were missing. I think it's like cut off or something. It's when you start with Mr. Beast. I believe it's like somewhere here.
And went all in on YouTube as a business. He completely doubled down on two things. Providing as much entertainment value as YouTube or other outlets to gain traction for yourself as a brand. Persevere, improve.
Yeah, it's right there. Like, please look at the script that I've sent over. Basically, at the 10-minute and 5 mark, you kind of like cut out the beginning of a whole sentence. So here you say like you start with improve, etc. But actually, it should be like again, if you look at the script, let me just cite it for you. Yeah, like after having grinded without much traction for 5 years on the platform. So you're missing that first sentence. Like you start with he persevered, improved, etc. But it should start with after having grinded without much traction for 5 years on the platform. So check the script again, it's in there, and then include it.
And went all in on YouTube at business. He come back and he was etc. When the power-driven side is being
Yeah, by the way, that's the key feedback to urgently change on this video so I can publish it. Some more feedback like going into the future. The part about Jordan Peterson, I think it's amazing. I really, really like it. Like the footage you included, the way you display it.
Back then, he turned into something like a...
This looks super good. Like even into next video, for example, on future videos. This is like something that I really like. It's creative. I haven't really seen it that often. Let me show you some more examples.
Celebrity, being praised by his community for a good reason because his clinical work is insanely inspiring and useful.
Also these effects.
We fast forward, Peterson eventually made it to mainstream success, his YouTube channel alone having surpassed 6 million subscribers. From media interviews to political involvement, meeting politicians, to spreading his lessons across the world, Jordan Peterson received more attention, more wealth, more following. And yet...
That's also, I really like it. Like the numbers basically, like counting through and going up. That's great.
It did take long until he also received more criticism. For example...
There was one more thing.
Money off the thousands of books he sells every week, plus speaking fees, etc. Besides Jordan Peterson, whether you like them or not, Logan...
Let me just check real quick. Yeah, the part about the celebrity entrepreneurs, I think that's like probably the best part in the video in terms of your editing. So let me check. Yeah, about The Rock, for example, that was good.
He owns a production company.
Just trying to find one particular part. That was this one. This is probably my favorite style and favorite effect in this whole video.
The question now, what do these level 6 people have in common? In a world of government regulations, pump and dump schemes on public markets, inflation rates off the charts, and gurus exploiting young people, these people...
Yeah, I really like this whole style, like that kind of style, because it's, you know, it's less playful. It's kind of serious, but also like compelling and looks nice visually. I really like this kind of like dark and the net, and then displaying a couple of screens here. That looks really, really good. So something like this is also like great. Now concluding this, basically the screen record. Let me just try to show you.
Build enough momentum.
Yeah, this one. Let's please, you don't have to edit it on this video, right? This is okay. But going into the next couple of videos, let's definitely do not make that many clicking and typing sounds for everything that you type out, because otherwise it gets too annoying if you listen to it for, you know, let's say throughout the whole video. So let's get rid of that for too many of the clicking sounds here.
There's no instant gratification in most cases, but it is doable, and once it's there and things pick up, you're basically set for life. Business, not just in terms of money, but also freedom and joy of waking up to something you genuinely like to do, and being able to do it the way you want to do it. A perfect example is Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast. He's the definition of a successful YouTuber.
There was one more example I just want to show you in the next video. Let's not do it too often. It's like whenever you display a text,
easily making over $100 million in revenue.
This was
and various other ventures. with his
This is, by the way, a really nice effect as well. I like it a lot. Like the whole, whenever something visual and you kind of like put things into perspective, especially for the next video, that's going to be very, very important. So I really like the size comparison and those kind of things here.
empire and intuition. He's on serial entrepreneurs coming from look at George being very publicly exposed.
I can't find it right now. In some cases, you display some text and then it's like waving, and I'm
Startups and celebrities.
yeah, I can't find it right now. But like whenever you display something like this, for example, I saw that you sometimes add like a waving motion, so it's kind of like moving the text. You don't have to do that so often. I think it's fine if it just like sticks like this, for example, right? I think this is a good example because it's slow, but don't make it too wavy, like too wavy across the screen. Yeah, and that's it. So thank you so much for all the efforts, and like so overall, I would say let's go into a direction where it keeps like being visually engaged, not too playful. Yeah, don't overload the viewer with too many like clicking sounds or noises in that regard. And I think that we are perfectly on track. And yeah, thank you so much.